here we have, it's a pretty simple one, ZvP, Skytoss unranked, 2 carrier rush. Tried to do what's suggested with the couriers. Creep spread was ass. Let's see. So if this is on Mrmacro, this is going to be 1300. Whoa, that's bright. Try and skip through the opening a little bit. We've caught up in workers. We're catching up in workers. We're staying ahead in workers. What are we doing? We're doing a good scout. We see 2 gases. So he's rushed these pretty early, and he's already got. They start with. Nah, they don't start with 2,500 or whatever it is. What do they start with? No, they must start with 2,000 now, right? Because he's got 115. And all he's bought is an adept. Yeah, it must be. Is that Warpgate research? No. Taking a third. Good timing. Awesome ling spread. I think the Overlord got a really good scout. I bring him back to here and then rally him back in to make sure we see this. So this pylon here, this is really important. This pylon here is his tech pylon. This pylon here is just the front wall, but this is his tech pylon. So what we should have done is just leave the Overlord here and force him to show us his tech, or force him to make what kind of wall is this? Is this even a wall? I don't know the new maps well enough, so or force him to make a stalker in order to get rid of this. Luckily for us, he is supply capped, so he cannot be making a void ray or anything at the moment, which is really fortunate for us. So Warpgate researches from here, and then you pay for it. Ah, I thought they individually paid for it after this, and it only takes 7 seconds to transform, but it costs money. Alright, that's enough of that. Where are we at? Pretty even on workers. We're ahead in army because we have to make queens, because of the nature of the game. We are not supply blocked. I don't think we've been supply blocked once, which is really good. Shame the Protoss has hit into a supply block. Wow. Let me guess. Yep. In range of the same tech pylon. So I think a lot of the same principles still probably apply from the previous patch, where the first pylon is just to do your wall and get your gate and your core up, and the second pylon is usually your tech. And so if we'd have left our Overlord here, it makes you wonder, right, is he going to bother building 2 stalkers, spending 50 gas, 100 gas maybe, or even just 1 stalker, 50 gas, on coming over here to get rid of the Overlord and delaying his tech by maybe 30, 40 seconds, as long as it takes to kill an Overlord? Probably. But if he doesn't, it's an easy win, right? It's like a zero-sum game, right? It's just worth it to leave the Overlord there. The fact that we didn't rally it out and rally back to see what he was doing, it is literally like a split-second click that would have told you exactly what's going on right now. Because we need to spire. 2 base carrier. A void ray, no units at 5 minutes, no depth pressure, nothing. I would love to see us bring a ling up just to see what's at the wall. Like, is he massing anything of any kind? There's no real Overlord. It'd be nice to have like an Overlord here maybe, or maybe even here, to see him move, in case he does exactly like this and he wants to move out of his base and like directly towards your third or your natural or something that'll catch that. Obviously don't want to hand over too many overlords, but that's kind of the concept we're going for. How we're going for workers, we're even. We're heading into supply block. We see a 5-minute 20 void ray, insanely late. So what is he doing behind this? Should be alarm bells ringing. Again, his supply block, just as he's getting his like nice cool tech online. He's only building one pylon as well, so even if this finished, he'd only be able to build one carrier. We're in a good spot with drones. We're not really ahead. I think that's going to be a real big problem for Zerg in this patch, is not being ahead. We are almost done with the lair. There's two like schools of thought I feel with this. Dropping a spire straight away, or dropping a Hydralisk down and just trying to all in them. And I think both of these are pretty good options here. He literally just, yeah, here we go. We see this just as this is about to finish. I'm very curious how we react to this information. Wait, did we not see the Overlord? Don't tell me we didn't look. We looked. Because we're building a lot of stuff that isn't drones right now. We just need drones. Please tell us. Please tell me we looked. We saw it. Yep. It's either going to be carriers or Tempest. Either way, I feel like just going ham into Corruptors is the way to go it. We're a little bit ahead in income because we haven't got the 4 gases like he does. But we could easily fix that in a couple of seconds. We're getting more queens, which is fantastic. I'd love to see some creep spread, because moving from here to here is going to be a pain. It can get us caught out. This Overlord probably needs to come back. If we know he's going carriers, we probably need to get some vision on the map with Lings instead of with Overlords, because losing Overlords as you're being pushed is a really bad feeling. We didn't drop a fucking Hydralisk then, or we didn't drop a Spire. We literally did neither of the good options that we have. So I feel like, I don't know about the game time. Let's remove that. We didn't see that, right? I feel like this is going to be a death sentence. This is going to be like a real slow burn. Why are we getting? Yep, that's not what we wanted. And now we're kind of going to burst ahead in workers. Protoss is taking a third. We have no idea. That Ling got killed and we never bothered to replace it. Just click here and click here. Now it's gone. Click here and then go scout again. We have so many queens with so much energy. Oh, into a supply block. Finally built a Spire like a minute and 10 seconds after we saw a Void Ray, and like a minute after we saw this. That's playing very, like, he's not being aggressive with the carriers either, which is kind of bad, I feel. Oh, here we go. Right. So the Baneling Nest, I don't understand what the point of that is. Like, it'll deal with the Adepts, I guess, but like, he's not going to be pumping out Adepts if he's pumping out 2 base carrier. We're heading in. We've hit a big supply block here. This should have been down instantly, honestly, and you'd be making Corruptors right now. You'd already be making Corruptors. So a little bit of urgency would have been nice. Again, like, the creep spread is arse, but that's alright. Like, we've got a lot going on. We can see he's taking the base over here, so one thing we can do, yeah, we're going to move out? No, we're going to move out and get vision, but what we can actually do, right, we saw the carriers moving across the map. He didn't bring his army with it, so what we can actually do is bring your Lings up here. If you do have the Baneling Nest, like just a couple of slow Banes into this, and then bring the Lings in, and then you might force a recall. This is about to finish, right? So like 10-15 seconds from now, he might just recall to save the third, or he can dive in, but you're forcing him to make a choice, and every time you force them to make a choice, you risk that, or they risk making the wrong choice. Look at the difference between where I'm looking at the dark patch, or I'm looking at the if that makes sense. So we can see everything that's going on here. We can see he's already like half saturated here, which is a problem as well. We're going to lose an overlord here, which sucks. We have enough money here for 10 corruptors basically when this pops. What are we building? Yes, corruptors. Now, with the one thing to be really wary of, I feel, if you're teching into something, if you see an attack coming and it is a threat like this, is just buying a couple more overlords than you think you might need, just in case. You are probably going to lose an overlord or two in the initial defense anyway, and the best thing for you to do is literally just like spam 10 corruptors straight off the bat and just crush him. I think we ended up making 7, which is nice, but it's not quite what we wanted. The changeling here is giving us heaps of really good information though. Oh, kills it and then walked away. And then here we go, we're going to sacrifice 2 more here. Right? And because of that, because we didn't make extra overlords with the huge bank that we have, assuming something like this might happen, now we're supply capped again. We have 8 corruptors on the way, which is fantastic. It's really cool. But it's not exactly what we want in this situation, is it? Now, when the corruptors come out, transfuse these bad boys. No. Just like F2. A move. He's panicked. Beautiful. He panicked. He went home, killing like literally cancelling a hatch and killing a couple of overlords. Take the freaking hatch again straight away. Saturate this. That's a bad spot for that. You should have mined this and killed that. And then we want to be getting. Please tell me we're going straight into armor, because we can only assume that this dude is brain dead and he's going to keep making Skytoss until it works. So what are we staring at now? Beautiful. We take the base. I'd love to see us take either of these. 15 drones, an extra corruptor, bunch of queens. We're making a lot of queens. I don't feel like we need queens anymore. We need creep spreads, so put a bunch of them on a hotkey like we've got here. Get them out on the map and start spreading creep so we can actually defend ourselves. This is a shame. We really need this. But it should stand out to you as well. And here, right? So now we've cut down our gas production from where it should be. We're probably missing an extra 100 gas a minute based off that. The amount of corruptors we've got isn't going to do this job. We're at a really good working count though. I like it. Ding ding ding, double inject. I'd be double injecting, just double injecting. We really want this. We've got 2 evos. I'm assuming we're getting 2 so we can sync up. Drop these and then send them out into the map. We've already got some, which is really cool. But what we can't afford is for him to get into, you know what? We didn't, yes, we did research it. Cool. I'd probably just drop 2 spies. I don't know why we just didn't drop 2 spies. I think I talked to him about this after this game, and 2 spies, 100% the answer, because you don't want to fall behind a Protoss that's getting like, just in case he happens to have double core, or like he's built a forge without using it, but he could be going like 1-1 or 2-2 and 3-3, and then we've got a problem. Piss on this, or piss on this. Yep. And don't disengage. Don't. Nah. If you'd have held on. Where are we? Piss. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we would have started doing 35 damage a second. You have lots of corruptors. 15 corruptors times 35 damage. This basically is like deleted in the next second, and then you can still kill this. You have committed. When you've committed to pissing on something, just hold it, unless like a huge amount of bio or like cyclones show up or widow mines burrow underneath you or something. Unless like an actual, like if this rocked up, absolutely disengage. But you would have probably killed this before that happened if you'd have just held on to it for a split second longer. Absolutely, we do not want to engage this. Part of the map control portion of this as well is we see that he's at home. All he's making is air units. So something like getting our Bane speed, which we have got, which is sick, is fantastic. We're going into Hydra's Den. I don't think we really need it. I think Bane Corruptor is good. You've got enough Corruptors here that I think you could at least hold off some of the bigger units and then just be running in like literally like 6 Banes. Run 6 Banes into this. Run a handful of Banes into this. You'll crush like the cannons and the batteries and the pylons. All good things. And but when we know that he's on his side of the map, he can't be on our side of the map. So we really need... The spread creep is really bad actually. What are we focusing on? Moving the Corruptors away. Cool. We're doing our injects, which is sick. We're not getting a second spire though, are we? I think that may be an issue. The changelings, I would love to see them actually getting more involved. And he's actually out supplying you at the moment on less workers. You're building workers instead of army. 22 lings versus what he has on the ground would do fantastic just as a handful of Banes. I'd love to see, hopefully we get saturation here quickly. Spores, I don't think are necessary. Creep spread is more important, right? He hasn't got anything that can detect ground units. So this is another thing you can do as well. If your opponent is a bit of a potato and he's not got an Oracle, he's not got a Robo, he's not got any kind of detection, this is exactly the kind of thing that a handful of lurkers are fantastic for. Roll them up into here. Even the Banes can go first, right, and get rid of the cannon. And then the lurkers just create a huge problem for him. He's going to need to stall his carrier production or his void ray production in order to get what he needs. Yeah, we don't want to fight this. Absolutely right. But we're on 100 drones now. I haven't spoken about this before, but I feel like it seems obvious to me, but maybe it'll be obvious to everyone. Pick a work account and just as soon as you hit that, you're into fucking army production. Like your graph at the end of the game, it should be like workers, 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 and then at some point, boom, and then across, and then at the intersection of this, your army value goes shoop, and then you have like nothing but army value for the rest of the game unless you're losing workers, and that's it. You got to 90 workers, 95 workers, which is an insane economy, right? Have we got any oversaturation? Oh shit. So when did we do this? What were we looking at when we did this? I'm so disappointed we didn't finish that. We should be going into Hive, obviously. So we built, yeah. We deliberately built 13 drones and rallied them to a base that is already saturated when we have a base up here that is not saturated. I'm not sure if this isn't on a camera hotkey or what the deal is, but definitely a mistake. Where do we, let's go forward again. So that's how we ended up here. And now that we're here, I've spoken to him again about this. If we see a problem with saturation, we need to fix it straight away. Take that base, straight into army production. The lurker den's great, but have we got a hive? We have got a hive coming, sick. I think all things considered, this is going really well, but I feel like the goal should be to hit hive as quick as possible, because hive is going to give you parasitic bomb. Parasitic bomb absolutely destroys crap like this, and also adrenal glands, 3-3, all this kind of good stuff happens there, and then we can get into broodlords as well. So if we manage to crush the air army, absolutely destroy the air army, then we can just morph broodlords and start sieging things as well. But the idea is we hit that eco, right? We're 20 workers ahead, which means we can afford to take some shittier fights, and we got there pretty quickly. We even got to like 70 and 80 quicker as well, right? But we got to a good worker lead, but we actually could be, believe it or not, like at 4,000 resources a minute or something, with like heaps more gas. I don't think like we need this much minerals, but we probably would need these saturated and desaturated straight away. This queen, you don't need lava. You're on 21, so this queen should be spreading creep spread. I really feel like giving it a bit more attention would be a fantastic idea. We've got the roach warren. I think that was just safety. We got this ages ago and then never got the second one. Where's the second spire? We've pulled it back here. Build them together. Build them together because it helps you keep track of your upgrades. If it's easier for you for stuff like this, especially if you're not used to building spires and that, add them to your hatchery hotkey so you can see the progress and whether they're upgrading or not. Simple. So we're showing him our army. Again, we're going to piss on this. We pissed on it and then didn't commit. So what you could be doing here is running in a bunch of Banes into this instead, and then when he comes to defend that, you piss on this. I don't like the idea of pissing on something that's just can get cancelled and we lose however many corruptors we put into this fight, just for the sake of it. I really don't like that because you can just cancel it. Whereas if we peed on this, if we came from like this angle here, and peed on this, fantastic trade. And this is why Parasitic Bomb would be so good right now, right? You could fly in, you could have flown in with that, drop the Parasitic Bomb. He's not going to be spreading these out with 80 average APM. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be doing that. He didn't even bother to cancel the void thing in case you come back. So you come in with your army, boop, you drop a Parasitic Bomb. I don't know what's going on here with that, like choice paralysis or something like that, because he's going to max out. He has nothing else to do right now except for max out. He knows he's reached the working count he wants. He's getting everything he needs, so now it's just a matter of just maxing out, and then he can move across the map over and over again until you die. Where we just don't seem to have much priority on it, and the 94 workers is really good, but we have so much money and not enough gas. So when you see something like this, I think it's about time that we probably just get off the minerals a little bit, and we get heavier into gas. Like I would even probably strip this base, bring it up here, 3-3, and then yeah, we did end up spreading the creep, which is good. The reason we want creep is we just need to see where his army is going. It's a fairly slow army besides the Void Rays, right? Stalkers are garbage at fighting anyway. He's not even getting upgrades for him. He's putting everything into getting upgrades on these. So just seeing him move around the map, again, he doesn't have detection, so he wouldn't even know where we are. I'd love to see us taking building more changelings. This should be good. This would have been better if these were a little bit closer though. And we don't want to fight. The idea is we don't want to fight out of lurker range. So the way this works for me, I can't F2, can I? I can't show you what an F2 would look like. But I would literally be playing this with one hotkey. All my stuff on the one hotkey. Burrow only affects the lurkers. It won't affect them if you haven't researched it, and it's on a different hotkey anyway. So you... Oh no, Burrow would be, yeah, because when they come up they would have a different hotkey, but like this? No. Yeah, you've got R. Wait, unburrow. They're R. That's why. You have the whole thing on one hotkey, you move it up, you chase the Protoss away, and you burrow in his face. And every time you burrow in his face, he can't stay there and fight with the ground army. Once the ground army's dead, you can just build a bunch of corruptors. But again, we've got supply here that could be more corruptors, 9 more corruptors or a couple of vipers or anything else. We're just not respecting it enough. We want to fight only where the lurkers are. I don't know what this move is. We had to know he was coming here. We've got the old... Why are we fighting without the... Because he's got a decent amount of stalkers on the ground. Oh my god. We don't fight away from the lurkers, and we really need this. So when you get into a late game, feel free to look at your bank and go, what do I need? I need gas. You don't want this gas income. Oh, that's actually not too bad right now because we must have... Wait. What changed? I'm very confused. This is fucking incredible though. 10 drones over. Like, that could be in the gases right now. giving you like a 2-to-1 ratio, and then you could just run this guy over with whatever the fuck you wanted. You could just mass muter, ling muter, and just crush him. But this is perfect, right? We don't want to fight without the lurkers. It's a shame to lose the queens, but it is what it is. Shame to lose the base, but why are we just not maxed out, man? You have enough money here. You're making enough money. You could just build a round of lings, right? And run it in here, and just at least try and take out his ground army. What's he got? Couple of stalkers, void rays, tempest, and some rock tower, right? It's going to get crushed versus decent lings. You already have 1/1, which is great. We didn't get adrenal glands, I'm pretty sure. Yep, beautiful. And we've only got 1 carapace upgrade. So, before we move out, has every... Yeah, they've all got money to be able to pay for a parasitic bomb. Fantastic. He sees your army. He's not even building Templars, this guy. So the idea is, if we're running in, we've got the whole army together. Honestly, don't even care about it. You can have the Vipers following something if you want. We just need to start dropping parasitic bombs to give ourselves an edge in the fight that comes. How many Stargates is he on? 3 or 4? 3 Stargates, right? So for him to replenish, if he takes a huge, horrible fight with his Skytoss, he's going to be building 3 carriers at a time. That is not very fast when they take a minute to build each. Even with the chrono boost, it's not going to be that different. So the parasitic bombs are just insane here. Pull back, let him try and fight into lurkers. Fantastic. Beautiful. That is how it's done. You pulled him away, you lost some lurkers to get him into it, right? But because you didn't fix your gas economy sucks, because we never took this base. We're taking this base. We're oversaturated here. We have these gases. We have potential here to have so much more gas than we do. We could probably be on like 3,000 to like 2,000 income on gas, which is fucking crazy, right? That's a huge economy. No workers lost basically across both. Trading has been insane, but now he has this air army with nothing on the ground. So the lings don't do anything if there's any left. There isn't. The hydras aren't great versus this because they'll get confused by the carriers interceptors. So parasitic bomb and just pushing all of your money into corruptors right now would be sick. But we have this and we don't have this. This needed to be this. Like even if like a 1-to-3 ratio, having an extra like 1,300 to 400 gas right now, I'm pretty sure it just wins you the game. We didn't drop a parasitic bomb. Yeah, we dropped. All right, so we've got 2 parasitic bombs, and look at this, right? He spreads them and then keeps them together. He's literally not microing. Look at the damage. Did we even attack the army? No. We barely attacked it. And look at this. Shields are only left on 4 or 5 units out of this whole bubble because of 2 parasitic bombs. Imagine if you had 1 more parasitic bomb in there and you just had an air army and you literally roll over this dude. There is nothing that this would do against you being remaxed now on corruptors. This is so frustrating. I see this way too often with what do you call it? And like you can do it, like you literally, yes, parasitic bomb. He splits them off and still loses like 3 void rays to it, 4 void rays to it. And now we can kill this, right? Go in. You know what would be really cool, right? Is just like a shit ton of lings and just flood his bases if you had the good upgrades on them. Not having gas is a Hydralisks. Hydralisks, 0 armor. Corruptor, 2 armor base. Hydralisk, 90 health. Corruptor, 200 health. Corruptor costs twice as much in gas, right? But only 50 more minerals. but they've got the same range. We didn't get our range upgrade. We've got the same. They've got the same range. The Corruptor, I would presume, probably moves faster. Yep, the Corruptor moves faster, and the Corruptor can chase air targets. It doesn't. It can ball up and saturate and fly in and just crush something. See how he's had to get observers now? He's probably had to build a robo bay and get observers just because he can't afford that lurker thing to happen again. It's a real shame that even if this was like in a position where it's attacking something, it's taking his attention away. Like, I can only imagine like a 30 Ling run by into the main base right now would be sick. He's not desaturating any of his bases. He's just like putting all of his like 80, 90 APM into this and crushed it. We're so close here. What are we building, Lings? We need to spend a second to look at this and go, what the fuck is happening? Why have I got no gas? And then we do a little check on our bases. Oh no. Almost 4 gases worth of drones. Not doing anything. This, you saturate these two, and you saturate these two, I promise you, this Protoss dies. You could just go like, hold the Corruptor key down, get into Spire. I would love to see, oh, we are getting this, but this is really fucking bad to just have like 1 Carapace upgrade with double Spire. This is nice too, but like to have this, maybe not so much a big deal. We actually don't want the Hydralisks, and the Lurkers were really good for the 1 attack where we cleared out all these ground troops. We cleared out all these ground troops, which is nice, but now it frees up supply for him to make more air units and cause us problems, because that's what Protoss players do. Now, because he's now got free supply from all the Stalkers and Adepts you killed, his air army is going to come back even bigger than last time, because you haven't corrected this. Wait. Yeah, we've still got a couple of minutes to go. Hey, we did it! We did it! We were looking at that base, right? Wait, where do we pull those drones from? We pulled them from a base. We didn't we didn't pull them from this base. No, we pulled them from like this base to do that. They not got speed either. So we got Hydralisk in and didn't get either of these upgrades either. This is the problem as well, right? You get a Spire and it costs money, but these also cost money to make Hydralisks even remotely good. This is the cute little idea for getting underneath carriers or Void Rays if they want to be cheeky and try and run away. This doesn't need to be a big committed attack, and this is a mistake that a lot of Zergs make, is doing all this in one spot, right? Imagine if this was just like this many Banes rallied into here, this many Banes rallied into here, and from up here a bunch of Banes rallied into here at the same time, and everything else in your army is on a different hotkey, and you just wait and see where his army shows up and you try to overwhelm it with whatever's left. But instead we're gonna make this real easy for him by using Lings to try and crush this with a handful of Corruptors. We've still got Vipers, right? We don't have any Vipers, so this is... Can we have a look? I just want to have a look here. How many Lings are we talking? 106 Lings. It's 102 to 157. Alright, we've lost 10k already. We lost 100 Lings, 101 Lings to kill some static defense. And no workers. No workers. That's not a good trade. What was it, 102? You killed 2k worth of stuff, but that was probably honestly the Corruptors killing some Void Rays that got a little bit too close. His army now is pure Tempest Corruptor. I mean Tempest Carrier, which again, fantastic for Parasitic Bombs. Slow, chunky, clunky army. 2 points there, 3 point, whatever. Even the Stalker's faster. Even a Hydralisk is the same speed as a Tempest. That explains why they're a bit difficult to catch. So don't do that ever again. Instead of doing that, just 6-8 Banes, roll them into a mineral line, and don't even look at them. Look at them in the replay and go, was that really cool or was that bad? Even if it's not cool, right? Pretend you're a Protoss and you're here and you're going, what am I doing right now? Wait, it's a little bit further back. I'm just making some Stalkers for no reason. I'm 50 supply behind on a Zerg that has a lot of bases. La 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 la. I'm not fixing my saturation or nothing because I don't need to, because Protoss is easy. I just build Stargates and make units and put carriers everywhere. And cannons, batteries. Easy. This race is so much fun. And then you look over here and you go, hang on, Bane's heading in here. And you go, oh, there's Bane's heading in here. And there's Bane's heading in here. What's going on? And he's not going to go, oh, I better run these away, or better run these away, or drop a Templar in and storm, oh, put a wall up. It's going to be too late. There's going to be no reaction from him. You're just going to get a whole bunch of workers for free. And even if you don't get workers, he also runs the risk of like having this depowered, right? So now he can't get his upgrades anymore, and it opens the door hopefully for Ling run bys to actually get in and do proper damage. Because once the cannons are done, once the cannons are gone, Ling run bys would be sick here. So what you could also do is come up here and sort of, you can just pee on this, pee on this, pee on all these, split the corruptors up so they don't all pee on the same thing. And then when that's happening, his army heads up to here, a Ling run by goes all the way into the main base and crushes this. If you had 3+, I think you're getting it. No, you're getting 2+. And Adrenal, if you had that, number one, this attack would have been a lot better. We're at 15 minutes with no fucking, nowhere near the upgrades. We should be 3-3 on everything. Absolutely everything. Air and ground, all 3-3. Why not? Go nuts. And then they will ravage this base. So bad fight. Don't do that. Pure Ling, absolutely fucking not. It's so shit. It's so shit. There's a handful, literally a handful of cannon battery, and you killed nothing of any significant value with it for, no, I want to say 5 grand worth of 3k, 2.5k worth of mineral income to kill 3k, 2k worth of Protoss minerals in battery and cannon. Really bad trade. Don't do that again unless the base is empty, and even still, don't commit everything in it. Send 10 lings, 20 lings, whatever. This is another great idea, to have overlords not even like parked on top. You can drop the creep if you want, but to have it over here so you might just catch a glimpse of it without him knowing that you know. And then you could just like run some lings in here at the same time as you run lings in here. This adept wants to get out so bad. He's keen. We've got 3-3 coming. Oh, 3 coming, sorry. And we've finally got like 7, 8, 9 minutes later, we've finally got level 2 Carapace coming. Not level 2 Carapace. Oh no, we got attackers coming. Hey, level 1 attack. Flux Veins. Yeah, you gotta have Flux Veins, of course. So the Void Rays can split even slower, or faster, sorry, by themselves naturally because they're being attacked. Here we go. This is perfect. I literally don't mind this being on the one control group. But we're going to do the same thing again, right? We need a Parasitic Bomb before we take the fight, I believe. I really do believe. But this is still a good fight. Get on top of his army. Absolutely crush it. Just A-move for this stone. The Corruptors are close enough that they can A-move this and kill it now. They don't need your guidance. This is okay, but they're just probably going to be killing interceptors, which isn't really going to change much. I'd rather them over here dealing with these like 2 Void Rays or something instead. This is done. Like, you may not win this now, but this is basically game over. I don't know why we're going for Hydralisk. I don't know if you're worried about, maybe you're concerned about him, what do you call it? Like, swapping up and going into some sweet tech or something. But you can see this man has 3 gateways. Like, you've been into his base. Where's the 3rd gateway? I mean, I could press the button. Here it is. This man has 3 gateways, and that's all he has. He couldn't dig his way out of this with the gateway army if he wanted to. Even if he wanted to go storm at this stage, 3 gateways is mad limiting. He's not paid for warp gate either. Please kill this. Please, 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 please. And just like that, we evened it up. We actually took a fight that wasn't 2,500 resources worth of shitty lings doing shitty ling things. We had 1 parasitic bomb, and the difference in the fight, astronomical. Like a 7k trade difference. These are good. Drop some changelings, please. Don't let them just die. Hydralisks do pretty well against stalkers in low numbers, and they'll crush Void Rays. This is a win, is it? This has to be a win, right? There's no way the Protoss comes back from this. Fantastic. Look at that. And we evened it out. 1 parasitic bomb, 1 committed fight, and not 106 lings. I think the biggest point for me here is obviously, let me do this real quick. Display capture. How do I do it? My checklist here. Bada bing, bada boom. So they have use lings if you must to attack bases away from the flying army, so you get better trades. Parasitic Bomb his ass. Ah, that's a shame. Let me try this again. Yeah. Makes sense, right? All this stuff is pretty, I mean, it seems simple to me, but the difference in trades here, astronomical from just that. I was worried we were going to lose this, which would have been deeply upsetting, honestly, if I was to watch this and we lost this, because we kept trading into this man. Even though we had fucking no upgrades, right? He's sitting on, he's about to get, he didn't end up getting shields, which I feel like is a real fucking problem. He got a Twilight Cancel as well, didn't get any upgrades, but the Twilight Cancel was probably so he could upgrade shields, and he never got shields. He put everything into getting a 3+. He's 3+, while you have literally 1-1, or like 1 and 1. So like, not good. So despite the upgrade disadvantage, it didn't matter jack shit, because you had Parasitic Bomb, which is sick. Think of Parasitic Bomb as like Psionic Storm for air. It's that good. Look at this. Do we get the Parasitic Bomb in? And this is what I mean about doing it in a position where they are forced to fight. He cannot afford to leave this base and just let you take it. He also can't afford, because you've not got Hydralisks as your main army. Where is it? because you've not got Hydralisks as your main army. I wonder if there's a way I can draw on it. Maybe I can figure that out another time. But he has this. He's got this base, right? He's got this base here. He wants to keep this base because this is the linchpin as also between his natural and his third, right? If he loses this, now he needs to start worrying about letting army into here, which is a problem for him. So because of that, he can't afford to leave this fight. But he also, if he backs off even for a little bit, number one, this is all going to die, but he also cannot outrun you, right? Thanks to Corruptors being able to fly. So this is the advantage of Corruptors over Hydralisks, is even with all these cannons and this Stalker here, I would have just moved this and then carried on doing whatever else I wanted to do. There's like the Parasitic Bomb got dropped, fantastic stuff. It's going to do so much damage over time. Like, look at all the shields that are missing from units that weren't even in the fight with the Corruptors. One Parasitic Bomb. And we evened it all out. Awesome. Awesome stuff. So with that, I'll be cutting for a sec and putting up this on YouTube. If you do have any replays you want to send and you want me to basically whinge at you about how bad you were at certain things, feel free to send them through to omgitsduane@gmail.com and I will have a look as soon as I get a chance. But that's awesome. That's a really good win. With just a simple concept of using the I don't want to. A simple concept of using the, what's it called? The Parasitic Bomb. That's literally it. Simple.